All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to my elder apostles, a great millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful members of the elect, the Becharim, the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last times and to be the ruling governing body of the nation, Yasha'Allah. I tried to do this lesson yesterday. I was having like technical difficulties. All right. I was, just got this phone trying to figure it out. I recorded it and there was no sound, but I figured it out today. But nevertheless, I'm going to go into a lesson. It's a topic I touched before. A lot of Akim have touched on actually. The whole reincarnation, all right, which a lot of Christians, as Pastor Tar calls them, wacky tacky Christians, because that's what they are, wacky tacky Christians, man. They don't believe it. They don't believe in reincarnation when the scriptures clearly state, all right, clearly show you reincarnation, okay, which I'm going to get. So let's go to Exodus 34, verse 7. All right. And it reads, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. And this is only pertaining to Israelites because the law, statute, commandments was given to us. You can only sin if you transgress against the law. The law was only given to the Israelites. All right. It tells you that in Psalms 149. Actually, Salakia. Let me check. Either 149 or 147. All right. Let's go to 147 first, actually. Right. 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. All right. Which consists of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. He had not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they had not known them. Praise ye the Lord. He's not dealing with any other nation. All right, so that's that. Let's go back to Exodus now. I'm on a little walk too. So, you hear the crickets in the background. That's what it is. All right, so it says, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children, unto the third and to the fourth generation. Now, it says that because you are your forefathers. You come back every 3 to 4 generations. All right, that's when you return to the earth. All right, you go through the process of being a baby all over again. You go back to the spirit world. All right, and then around that 3rd or 4th generation, you come back out of your father's nutsack, so to speak. So I can say it like that, but that's what it is. Come out of your father's balls, all right, testicles. That's a sperm. It goes inside the egg, which it gets nurtured. The mother's an incubator, and then it's nourished and it grows into a fetus, into a baby. All right, and then 9 months later, you come out the womb, right? You see. So you come back every 3 to 4 generations. That's the reason why, And your judgment, you receive your judgment in the heavens, but it's played out on the earth. All right? It's played out on the earth. You see? That's why it says 3 to 4 generations, because that's when you return, and your judgment is played out on the earth. And it can be whatever, It can be a light judgment, a harsh, cruel judgment, whatever whatever you did in your past life, all right? Okay? That's all we got to pray to Yahweh Bashem Mashah to forgive us of our sins, even our past life sins, But let's go to, where's that at? Right. So it says right here in Ecclesiastes 3, verse 15. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And the Yahweh Bashmashah required that which is past, you see. And moreover, I saw under the sun, what's under the sun? The earth, right? The place of judgment. See, this where your judgment is served out. So you see people in wheelchairs, certain ailments. That's the judgment. Okay. That's why, hey, we go through the things we go through, because hey, we got bear our our punishment because we sin against the Heavenly Father. But hey, we get less than what we deserve. Roughly paraphrasing it. Okay. Because we're covered by the blood of Yahweh Shah, But it says that wickedness was there, in the place of righteousness that iniquity was there. I said in my heart, Yahweh Bashmashah shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. Right. So that's it, right? Okay. That's it. So, you come back on earth, and this is where your judgment is played out on. But you come back every 3 to 4 generations. All right. So it's like every century, really. It's like every century. All of us have been here. All right. When you really think about it, all right, because you come back every 3 to 4 generations. That's at least every 80 to 100 years, depending on how fast your fathers reproduce. All right, could be even less than that, like 60 years. Who knows? Okay, because you think about your dad, your grandpa, and then your great grandpa. That's the third, right? And then your great great grandpa. That's the fourth. So yeah, So let's get Matthew. Let's give Matthew an example of reincarnation, right? Matthew 11, verse 12. Actually, verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist, notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied unto John. And if you will receive it, this is Elijah, which was for to come, right? And if you do the math, all right. Actually, let me get it, because I got it before. But it says that Elijah, when he was on the earth, all right. Elijah was on the earth. Time period, because I got this the other day. All right, scholars generally agree that a prophet named Elijah existed in the kingdom of Israel during the reigns of kings Ahab and Hazael, that he was a religious figure of great personal dynamism and conservative zeal and the leader of resistance to the rise of Baal worship in Israel in the 9th century BCE. So it was around like 900 BCE to 800 BCE, around that time period. When John the Baptist was on the scene, this is during the Roman Empire, This is like around 30 something AD, all right? Once Yahweh Shai, the disciples, John the Baptist were on the scene. That's literally 800, from Elijah to John the Baptist, that's like 800 to 900 years later. It's a 900 to 800 year difference. So they even asked John, are you Elijah? When he lived 8 to 900 years before. All right? So why would they ask that? Because we had knowledge back then of reincarnation. We knew. We knew that. And the Lord just said that this John the Baptist is Elijah. The Lord just told you that he's Elijah. All right? Because again, you come back, all right, over and over and over and over again. It's finally going to cease. That whole reincarnation cycle is going to cease once Yahweh Shai returns, delivers the elect, all right? And then, the 2/3 will come back through the loins of the elect men. But the whole reincarnation will stop once we're in the kingdom. All right, because we're going to be living forever. We're going to be immortal gods. All right. Let me get Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Chapter 1, verse 9. It says, oh, that's another thing, because I got in my lesson the other day. Like I said, camera wasn't, or technical difficulty. I tried to do this lesson before, but I remember getting this word generation. All right. So I want to just try to repeat that, because going back to Exodus 34, verse 7, it said, to the third and fourth generation. All right. Damn. What's going on here? Man. If it doesn't work, then hold on, Salakia. Okay. Let's go on etymology.com. Come on. Oh, here it is, right? Okay, so generation, body of individuals born about the same period, descendants at the same stage in the line of descent, from Old French generation, race, people, species, progeny, offspring. All right? Produce from genus, race, kind, gene, give birth, beget, act or process of procreation, right? Reproduction, sexual intercourse, because again, your father has sex with your mother, and his seed comes out, and it's, it goes to that egg, all right? So you're conceived, when your father has sex with your mother, all right? And that sperm, that seed spills out of your father and goes into that egg, okay? But we come out of our fathers, all right? And your father determines your nationality. Your father determines your race, you see? So you're coming back through your fathers, all right? You're coming back through your fathers, That shows you that your father is very important. The mother, of course, but the mother's just an incubator. She doesn't carry the seed, It's the father. The father determines the nationality, all right? So whatever your father is, that's what you are, nationality-wise, There's no such thing as mixed, technically, all right? Yeah, let me get the hell up out of here. Salakia, I see a goddamn coyote. Really, they're more scared of us, but still, there's one that might be several more. I don't feel like doing no Bruce Lee kicks on motherfuckers right now. Salakia. He looking right at me, too. I'm looking right at this motherfucker. You never know. These motherfuckers got rabies or whatever, so let me get the hell up out of here. That's all good. Y'all about my shotgun me. I ain't scared. But anyways, let's go back to the lesson. Yeah, let me go back to it. What was I at, though? I was speaking on generation. Right, your father determines the nationality. Let's get Numbers 1, verse 19. Actually, verse 18. That's why it's good to always look around you, too, Akim. When you're out and about, right, always look around. You never know. But Numbers 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Right. So it said their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, So again, your father determines your nationality. All right. Your pedigree is determined by your father. Okay. Like if you watch, Game of Thrones, you had the House of Stark, what was it, the Lannisters? Those are all the names of their forefathers. All right. What was the other ones? The dragons. House of Dragon. Dang, what was that? Man, it's leaving my mind right now. But nevertheless, your name, your last name, for example, that's by who? Your father, right? So let's go back to Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. So that's how, reincarnation works. You come back every 3 or 4 generation, through your fathers. All right, through your father, you see. All right. So Ecclesiastes 1 verse 1. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. Skip to number 9. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Right? There's no new thing under the sun. Even people, you come back, the same spirit. You're going to look different, have a different name, and a different environment, most likely. All right? But either way, you come back as that same spirit. You come back as that same spirit. Okay? And like, for example, hey, we believe that Trump it was Nero. Okay? Hey, Elijah, hey, that's Abba Bivens. We believe that through faith. Malachi tells you that how the Lord will send Elijah before that great and dreadful day. All right, and he came back as Abba Bivens. And that's when the truth sprang up. That awakening. All right, and the knowledge of the truth. All right, just started to spring up. Okay, King Masha was King David. We believe that through faith. Can we prove it? No. But we believe it. It's through faith. We believe it's true. All right. You see? Now, we don't know who we were, all right? We don't, we try not to think about that or know the kingdom. But, hey, we believe that we were the prophets of old. The scriptures say the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. That's another thing. Whatever you were doing in your past life, like whatever spirit you're in, if you're a wicked individual, well, it's likely you're going to come back as a wicked individual in this time. If you're a righteous man of the Lord, you're going to come back as a righteous man of the Lord. You're not going to be a righteous man of the Lord and be a wicked individual in this time. No, it's all about the Lord's elect, and the Lord's elect, or we're always on that good side, all right, of the Lord. Okay, So that's that, all right. That's that. So Lord willing, I won't make this lesson too long. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash, the honor some other apostles, a great millstone, peace and salutation to hopeful members of the elect. With that, shalom.